Welcome back to Dan's Messy Garage. This is going to be day 5 of working on the 76 Monarch named Project Betty. I have a new development. My version 3 stickers are out now. These are small, but if you would like a free version 3 sticker, send me an email to dansmessygarage@gmail.com with a subject free DMG V3 sticker. Send me your mailing address and I will stick one of those in an envelope and send it off to you. So today I'm going to be installing those L-shaped bracket things that I made yesterday in this side of the car. I hope to get a coat of the POR 15 around the window. I failed to do that yesterday. And if all goes well, I'm going to start on the passenger side of the car, wheel lip molding. I don't know what I'm going to be able to accomplish today, but it's time to get to work. Now these two pieces need to be attached together. There's got to be a little gap in between the two because there's a gap between this and that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screwize these together, and then I can get this in the car, weld this to that. And the problem is this inner part to this. There's no good way to line this up with the outside and the inside and this lip. Can't do it all at the same time, can't weld them together. What I'm going to do, I'm going to, like I said, I'll screwize these together. And then to put it on the car, I'm going to put a bunch of Duraglass along the inside of this wheelhouse. Couldn't think of the name of it. And I'm going to put a Duraglass in this groove, or this L-shaped piece. And that's going to seal that while this is held in position here. What I'm going to have to do is probably clampalize it like that until the Duraglass hardens, and then I can weld. Now, I'm not worried about this being a perfect match right now, because after this is welded together, it's going to be ugly, but there's going to be a coating of Duraglass over this whole fender flare. Now, you got to keep something in mind here, folks. This is not a total restoration in this car. This is a beater car. It's just got to be good enough type thing. This has got to be fixed so it doesn't leak, so it doesn't rust. It's just got to last a few years. It's not going to be ultra perfect body work and a show car paint job. Whatever I do back here has got to match the rest of the car. So you got to keep that in mind, keep the big picture in mind. We're just fixing up the rusted areas. It's not going to be a total concours restoration. This is going to be to fix up a beater car to last a few years. So I think I yacked enough. I got to start punching holes in this. I got to screw it together, get it in position, and when the Duraglass cures, then I can take the screws out and weld where the screws were. In fact, I'll punch extra holes, and I can weld in between then take the screws out, weld where the screws were. And this is just going to be all welded across here. So I heard you. Shut up and get to work. I got that all bondoed in place on the back side. I only tacked it a few places here on the front just to hold it while that Duraglass cures. And then I can finish welding it up and work on these two patches that go in there. But that was a long, involved process. I started in here at 11 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock right now. There was a lot of fitting and refitting, adjusting to get the it's called the further in L, the L that attaches to the wheelhouse. Trying to get that as close to the wheelhouse as possible and yet maintain this outside. Took a lot of fitting, but I did take an hour break in there. So I'm going to let this harden up, and then I'm going to weld it. Fix those patches, and then there's going to be a lot of grinding. So all right, I started to weld all that up. You don't want to get it too hot, so you just do dots here and there, space them out, and you come in between the dots. Just keep bouncing back and forth so nothing gets real hot. And you just keep going in between the dots, and sooner or later that's going to be all welded. Right now, this is all welded good enough for me to start these patches. So what I'm going to do first, get the patch lined up where I want it. And I'm going to scribe a line on the back. Then I'm going to cut that off. Cut this to the line and then weld that patch in. You just hold it out with magnets as you weld it. I'm going to do the same thing for this patch. And the other thing I need to do is take these screws out and weld those two L's together. Right now they're just screwed together, plus the bondo's holding it. But I want to take the screws out and weld that. Now I did put extra holes in there, so first I can weld in between the screws and then take the screws out. That'd be smarter. That's what I'm going to do. First, there'll be patches. Okay, I got that patch so it fits in there nice and flush all around. I ground that curve to match this. That's ready to be welded in there. That's going to come out nice. I'm going to weld this first before I go on to the next patch. I've been grinding that down, and this flat area is supposed to be like in the same plane, nice and flat and smooth. I got a board. Board's nice and flat on this side. It's got paint and crap on this side, but this back side's smooth. If I hold that up against that whole surface, I'm doing good, man. That's looking real nice. I see maybe a 1/16 of an inch gap in this area. I think if I put Duraglass on this surface and then put that board up there and kind of slide it like that, I'm going to end up with a real nice flat lip. I was looking at all this up in here, you know, putting a flexible ruler on there and swiping it along. That's all looking good too. I know I'm not trying to get great, perfect, outstanding body work, but you know, because it's a beater car, but this is coming along all right. I think it's going to look okay. I still got this ugly mess down here to deal with, but one step at a time. I started welding up in here too, those screw holes. That's no fun, upside down welding. I got going on that and didn't record it, but I got board up there. I've got some paper on the board so the board doesn't stick to the car. It's okay for the paper to stick. And I put a thin layer of Duraglass. I mean, you can see through part of it. Not a lot there. And there's some on that wheel lip. I'm going to let that harden up and take a peek at it. I bet it's going to work. Well, let's find out. I'm going to say that was going to work just fine. I took the board off. The paper stuck to it, which is okay. I just took a sander and sanded the paper off. But you can see I still got a couple little voids here and there. So I'm going to need to put another coat on there. Shove the board up again. And then it's going to be just great. It's going to be the end of day 5 working on the 76 Monarch Project Betty. Thanks for watching Dan's Messy Garage. Stay tuned for day 6. Bye.